Hey guys, this is Owen with Seek Outside. Today I want to talk to you about liners, why it might be beneficial for you, why you might not want one, and so on and so forth. So let's jump into it. A liner creates a double wall inside of your tent. If we look down here, you'll see that we have this white material and the original tipi fly here. What this does is when condensation builds up on the inside of the shelter, when you brush up against this white material, it's going to prevent the condensation from making you wet. Again, the best practice for condensation is airflow and learning how to mitigate it. But when you can't, a liner is a great option. We offer half and full liners for our teepees. So let's say you want to save a little bit of weight, sleep on one side of the shelter that has the half liner, then that's a great option. If you don't mind adding a little bit more weight to your teepee, doing a full liner is going to give you full protection. So there's a few scenarios where you likely do not need a liner. Number one, if you're really good at learning how to get airflow into your teepee, condensation isn't going to be a huge issue. Now that's not always perfect. You know, in the winter months when it's cold, you don't want a huge draft. So you can't always avoid that. That's when a liner becomes a really good piece of tool that you can use with your shelter. You know, reasons you are going to want a liner, like example A would be in the fall when the temperatures are really warm and then super cold at night. That big heating and cooling is going to give you a lot of condensation inside your teepee. Same thing with early spring, sometimes late spring. In the summer, condensation isn't as big of an issue unless you live in a really wet environment where the ground is really wet. If you're sleeping a lot of people inside of your shelter, the breath will create a lot of condensation, you know, and if you know how to mitigate that, you don't necessarily need a liner. But the big thing is, if you are having issues with condensation and you can't seem to figure them out, a liner is going to solve that for you. Well, I hope you guys learned a little bit about condensation and about the liners. If you guys have any other questions, give us an email at info@seekoutside.com. And go ahead and check out our Instagram and Facebook feed for some more informational content, as well as our YouTube. You guys have an amazing day.